But what my quest then was, from that point, was if I could help people and teach them to find their spirit guide within the lucid state, what benefits can it bring them? Because for me, I stopped being lonely. I stopped feeling sad about life. I had this being now that had my back, and I could walk into HSBC and I don't know, I chose the banking system, but you know. Just many things, like you never feel alone, and for me that's the absolute amazing thing that I felt. And he's now showing me other beings within my spirit family, and you know, you read like Dorian Virtue's spirit angels and things like that, and she says that there's about 5 members to each and every soul on this planet. I don't know how fixed and linear that is, but to me it seems like there is a family of so many beings that are with you, whether you're conscious of it or not. And that was incredible. I'm only just getting to know the female spirit guide called Leanne, and I was like shouting to her saying, "What is my purpose?" And because I'm still trying to find that bit out, you know. I want to go really deep into, I really want to go deep. I'm going deep. And they're showing me some amazing insights. I had this shopping ticket. I mean, I did a YouTube video on this, and they probably thought it was a bit weird because I just had like a pad. I was like, this was the thing that I had in my dream. And basically it was just a piece of paper, but it looked like a long shopping ticket, but it was blank. And I was literally looking at this, and I was asking questions to it, fully lucid. And I could sense that my female spirit guide was watching me. And I said, okay, so Leanne, help me, you know, what is the meaning of da-da-da? And I asked questions, and all of a sudden I saw her go, and it was like I could see drawings. She drew this amazing white elephant, a symbol of courage, wisdom, purity. And it was just beautifully designed. Like, I'm a really bad drawer, but my subconscious can draw. I don't know how it does it. Amazing. And then I saw this fight scene, all within this little piece of paper. This fight scene of like Lord of the Rings, where this guy was going through a war scene. It was like in fantasy. It was just absolutely so detailed and incredible. And then you have to decode the dream at the end to find out the symbols and all that. So, but that's a whole new thing altogether. There are so many elements to this; it's unreal. But I like to keep things simple. I like to keep it simple and to be in flow with it. I think if you try and analyze the dream world too much, you lose your head. It is possible because it's so infinite, like space. You gotta, you know, keep things. I don't know, keep it in flow. Be in a state of acceptance. So, is there any questions so far?
What would you describe having a dream within a dream as?
Dream within a dream?
Yeah, so like you're dreaming, but then you're aware that you're asleep, but you have another dream within that dream.
Yeah, okay, so what they call them is false awakenings. I think that's what you mean. So what happens is you've had a lucid dream, you're fully aware that you are dreaming, and then the dream actually finishes. With every dream that you have, there's a time limit. And you get to know that the feeling of it ending just before it ends when you become more practiced within the art. But what happens is the mind goes, okay, I'm now going to take you back to your body. So what happens is you wake up in bed, you look around, you say, okay, I'm awake now. The dream's ended. You look around and you see your bed, but then there's like some kind of weird clown in the corner. You think, that's not right. But it looks exactly like my bedroom. And they call them false awakenings, if that's kind of what you thought it was. And it can actually, your whole mind can actually generate exactly your bedroom or elements of it, but there'll be something in there which is completely ludicrous. So that tells you then that it's basically a dream still. You haven't actually woken up yet. And this is like a dream within a dream. What's interesting is that this is the thing. Every time you wake up, what do you think the first thing is that you should do when you first wake up? Anybody? No? Okay, so reality check. Remember the 5 R's, guys? Come on, guys!
Write your dreams down.
Yeah, but the 5 R system, right? So reality check. So every time you wake up, perform a reality check. Because if you went into a dream within a dream, the first thing you do within that dream is test your reality. So as soon as you wake up, either check your hands again. Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? Check it. That's why we do this. You'll find that you still got these cartoony hands, and then you know that you basically are in a dream still. Because this is the thing as well. When you transition to dreams, your memory of the previous realm gets wiped a little bit. For some reason, your conscious memory doesn't keep it going. It's very limited. So that's why reality checks are your absolute best friend. And do it when you wake up in this realm too. So just get into the habit, checking your hands. Really make it so obsessively on the hour, every hour. It is your best friend because you know that you are which realm you're in or which reality you're in. Trevor?
Yeah, just the thing you're puzzling me about, you could draw and you can't really, but it's the same with singing or flying. In the dream,
Yes.
you don't need the physical laws or the social things like having money to get the things accomplished. So I mean, I can't understand. I just have to look at one thing in the dream and take it to pieces, and I see it's not real.
Right.
But you need to have that insight to do it. Now, if you do it as habit, which you've been doing during the day, you might get onto it.
That's
But
things.
if you do it as from consciousness, it's a totally different thing. I mean, if you tell yourself to say something in the dream and you just say it in the dream, which you've been telling yourself during the day, it's just sort of habit getting there. If you're conscious in the dream and you can actually say, but it's to light up that system that you see it's all phony.
Exactly. I mean, it's also about perception as well, like how you perceive it to be, how you see the dream world, what you actually do in the dream world. I think all of us are unique dreamers, so it's not one size fits all. If you really want to take it apart, I see it as energy. Everything is energy. Going down to the smallest molecule, it's energy. Even in this reality, energy is holding this table together and projecting it as a table. It's the same thing in the dream world, only it's a bit more fluid and it's more instant. It's less 3D. So it's how you interact with it and what do you actually at the end of the day perceive as real? Do you know what I mean? Like just because you can take apart something in a dream doesn't make it less real, I don't think. Or you said phony. I mean, this is only my perception because at the end of the day, it's all energy. That's how I like to see it. Only this world is a bit more solid and more...
It obeys the rules, this world. You can't get it not to obey the rules. Gravity's got to be...
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The laws of physicality are different out there. It's probably our perception of the physical world.
You said that your spirit guide was slightly different in appearance to other things and people know lucid dreams. Could you elaborate?
So what you asked was, can my spirit guide change form?
You said
Yeah.
he was slightly different to other characters in your dream.
Right, yes. Oh, sorry, yes. Right, okay. So yeah, I noticed two distinct dream characters. I did a lot of research for about a good year and a half. I just decided to really put a lot of emphasis on the dream characters themselves and study their ways. And I noticed two distinct beings. And it was when I interacted with them. You see, has anyone seen Inception, the movie? It always gets a lot of looking. They call these things projections, right? And this is probably why the lucid community think I'm a bit strange because their argument is, whoever they are, is I'm causing like a war, lucid wars. But yeah, where was I? No, I joke. So yeah, spirit guides. They have different eyes to the projectional to projections that you manifest within your dream reality. So about 80% of them they look robot looking almost. When I was talking to them, I was like, so how are you doing? What do you represent? They're like, yes, I represent a part of you, which is like very blank eyes, like a dead stare kind of thing, looking through me as opposed to talking to me and interacting with me. Whereas there's about 20% of the beings that were just so alive in their eyes, just like as I'm talking to you guys, like there's a spirit behind that. There's an energy. It's not just a projectional copy from my subconscious mind that I've created. It's a real being that can tap into your world at any time. I had actually alright, so another thing you can do in a lucid dream, right, and I'm going to tie it all up, is I had a huge fear of public speaking. I really did, yeah. And I was absolutely mind-blowingly scared to the point where I was sick to my stomach, shaky. I hated the thought. That's why I never did it for a long time. So I decided to go into my lucid dream world and actually summon or create with my mind an audience just like this. I created the audience, right? So I just put my heads together, bang, it just appeared. Like I had an audience of the same amount of people here. And I decided to shout the words, which one of you are from my subconscious mind? And about 80% put their hands up. But then on the front row is about, these people that didn't put their hands up. I'm thinking, okay, so if you're not from my subconscious mind, then who are you guys? So I walked up, and there was a lovely lady, black hair. I've seen her a few times in my dreams. And she was with some other guys. I think Cliftoff was there, but I didn't know him at that time. And I says, who are you? Why didn't you put your hand up? And she goes, Nick, we are your friends. She says, we are your friends. And I was like, wow, okay. So then from that moment on, I thought, these beings are different to the dream characters that I usually create or interact with. But there's a big bogus thing about, well, what if it's just all from your subconscious self? I see a very distinct difference between the two. And more people are actually seeing their spirit guides now, and they can tell the difference. It's also about, it's not just what's in their eyes, it's about the energy you have when you become in front of them. Like as soon as you interact with them, I felt like I knew him my whole life, and it was just beautiful, and so much telepathic, psychic stuff there, and so much love and divine amazingness. Whereas a projectional copy of your subconscious self, there's no real feeling there. But they also hold amazing information. So it's not like one is better, one is not so good. It's more about they have their uses. So any more questions with the,
So presumably there's an element of being conscious throughout your dream, your lucid dream. Does that affect how you feel rested or more rested when you're, the next morning when you come out?
I actually feel more rested once I've had a lucid dream, funnily enough. There's also a lot of sleep science out there now, which tells us the 8-hour monophasic sleep schedule that we've been programmed to do since the dawn of the working industry, it's not healthy for your body. They say we actually used to be biphasic, which is you sleep 3.5 hours, have a break, and then you have another 3.5 hours. You split them up. And your sleep cycles as well are about 90 minutes. So if you get interrupted between that sleep cycle of 90 minutes, without getting too technical, you will feel more agitated and more grouchy because you're cutting into your natural circadian cycle, which is 90 minutes. So if you want to sleep a certain amount of time, always do it in 90-minute chunks. So you want to sleep for, so go 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes. Sleep like that. But we do a wake back to bed method as well, which you really do feel rested. You can go to sleep about 9:30, 10 o'clock. You wake up naturally once you've programmed yourself to wake up at 4 a.m. And the prana in the air is extremely high at that time. That's when the Dalai Lama meditates, right the way through, 4 till 7:30, I think, because the energy is so pure, so clean. You've had your rest because your body still needs to regenerate, still needs to rebuild cells and tissue, and then you actually wake yourself up basically throughout the night. You set your intention, you go to the toilet, come back, set your intention. When I dream, I'll know I'm dreaming, when I dream, and fall back to sleep. And what you'll find is you'll have about an 80% increase in having a lucid dream because you decided to do it within the night, but you also had your 4 to 6 hours sleep beforehand. Whereas this is the thing, people say, I went to bed last night, I tried to have a lucid dream, but I didn't get one. That's because you didn't rest beforehand. It's so vital. You need to have your 4 to 6 hours sleep before. And then at 4 a.m., set your intention. And they call it the wake back to bed method, or WBTB. Yeah. They love abbreviating everything. That's why I did SGLD. So, I try to mix in there with the old abbreviations. There's so many. There's DILD, WILD, or people go wild. I had a wild last night, which is basically you transition from a waking state. You can actually do that. I've had lucid dreams about 20%, 25% of the time from the beginning of the night. It does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't. But you've got more chance if you have your 4 to 6 hours sleep beforehand. Yeah. Welcome.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. So yes.
Can any of your spirit guides be ancestors?
Possibly. I haven't actually got around to finding that bit out, and I never actually found that out from him. It's more like he's known me through past lives. But yes, I'm sure that deceased relatives or ancestors can definitely be attached to it. There must be a system out there. I don't know. I can't answer that, unfortunately. But I did see I met my nan. I summoned my nan who passed away. I think about how long ago? About 4 years ago. And it was incredible. Because my mum was like, "So Nick, you do lucid dreaming. Go and find her." So I did it. I became lucid. I was walking through this cobble street. It's always cobble streets with me. I don't know what that's about. But it's beautiful. It's almost like Rome. It had like the pillars. The sun was shining. It was a very high vibratory realm I was in. So I thought this will be quite easy. Because the higher you go, the easier it is to manifest things, funnily enough. So I literally shouted out for my nan. I said, "Nan," like that. And then all of a sudden, this light came from above. And there was a girl who linked her arm. And she looked younger. And then I said, "No," I threw my arms around her. I literally, bawling my eyes out in the dream. "I can't believe I found you." I was just absolutely so emotional, tingling. And she was really telepathic as well, surprisingly. Because she had broken English because she came from Iraq. Well, she's Arabian. And she didn't really speak good English. So telepathically, she was talking to me, saying, "Just tell your mum everything's okay. I'm in a better place now. Don't worry, it's fine." And it was so emotional, and the heart just connected to her heart, and it's so real. And her eyes were just so alive, and she looked at peace. She was very, very happy. And that for me was wonderful. And she still drops in from time to time as well, showing me insights, which is really nice. And then the young girl, I don't know, she might have been an angel or her chaperone in heaven. She literally said, "Come on, Helen, we have to go now." And I was like, "Okay, bye." And then she just evaporated into the ether. But that was absolutely mind-blowing, that experience. There's 1,001 experiences I've had which I can't even put into words, because that's the thing. As soon as you really bring it into this realm, you try and explain it to the best you can, but really you have to experience it for yourself to know what I'm talking about. I can't just put it into our English language with our so many words to the best of my ability. I mean, I'll try, but you have to experience it. That's the only way. But when you get a taste for it, it becomes an obsession, because it's so amazing. You've cracked the code. You're there. Anything is possible. So yeah, that don't know if I answered your question. Okay.
Hi. Yeah. Sometimes when I get lucid, I'm almost like too lucid, and I kind of bring my this world limitations in with me. One time I became lucid, and I just got obsessed about just touching a wall, being like, "Wow, this is so realistic. It's amazing." But yeah, I haven't kind of. When I get really lucid, it's almost like I'm too lucid and I can't sort of fly about as much as.
When you say too lucid, do you mean you're very grounded within the dream state?
Something like that. Like no, it's like I'm less able to do, like if I'm sort of almost aware that I'm dreaming, I can do all sorts of really wonderful stuff, but it's not as directional.
Right. Okay.
And if I try to direct it too much, because I'm so lucid, so I'm like, "Oh wow, I'm in a dream, I can do anything," and it's like, I want to teleport or fly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm starting too high.
No, I think there are elements of this thing I like to call dream energy, because you know how you can accumulate chi or energy in this realm. I'm pretty sure it works in both realms. So if you can find energy in the dream world and try and there's in the Dreamscape book, Volume 2, there is techniques on how to absorb this energy, and it was incredible, right? So if you feel like you're about to fade away and lose your lucidity, because you will get that feeling sometimes, especially at the start, like if you just suddenly just want to fly because you're lucid, yeah, I'm flying. That's what happened to you, Jason. And it's like, yeah, and it's flying, and then all of a sudden you've used all your dream energy, like. So it's really confident at the start, but then you've used all your juice, and then you come to the ground, and then you just snap back to your body because you've used all your dream energy. What I did was I put my arms out like this, and I did a massive ah sound, the sound of creation. And I was like, ah, it was amazing. Like I heard all of a sudden 1,001 monks shouting, ah. I was like, and it was just like vibrating in the realm. It was like so much energy, and I thought, wow. And then the textures and the colors began to really be more vibrant, and wow, impressive energy that you can get. I had some really crazy stuff at the start when I snapped back to my body after doing some kind of weird movement. I did a lot of qigong experiments within my dream state. I came back to my physical body, and I felt electricity across both hemispheres of my brain. It was like, so I'm pretty sure you're tapping into unknown areas of the brain. You're now unlocking and accessing dormant parts that were already there, but you just need to unlock them. So it's mind-blowing. I mean, we really know nothing still how to do this and whatever, but that's what I'm saying. You've got to go out and experience it and really push out the boat. There's a lot of fun though at the start, obviously, with the celebrities. Any more questions? How are we doing for time?
You've got just over 10 minutes.
Okay. Yes.
Hi. After last time when I saw you, brilliant. As in, I went home, astro projected, which is the second time I've done that. It was good
Right.
fun. Yeah. The lucid dream. I went from astro projection. I was so kind of freaked out that I could see my own body asleep, which was weird. And then I went straight into lucid dreaming. Had great sex with 3 different people that I didn't.
All right. Okay. I'm not alone. That's good. Anybody else? Come on, guys. It's confession day.
Seriously, you should try it at least. I did find that like when you get really into it and you concentrate, the only thing I think you warned us about is the next day you feel incredibly tired. Like the next day it really takes it out of you, the lucid dream and all the astral projection.
Yeah, it does.
And it's quite tiring the next day, and I remember just thinking can't do that too often, you know. Not a school night, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's the sex though, it could be the sex.
Not on a school night. Well, there's a famous actress actually. She said she had a lucid dream. What was it? It wasn't a demon as such, but it was like some kind of entity came into her dream world. They made love. She climaxed. She got all the way to the end. And you know, good on you, entity. Well done. And no, seriously, that she through the lucid world, she managed to climax, and is exactly how you can do it in this realm, without penetration, and that's impressive. So you're using, I mean, you know, there's obviously wet dreams, guys, with the morning wood and all that stuff. It's this is what I'm saying to you guys. I mean, it seems to be embarrassing, right? But the lucid dreaming world is as real, and you can gain the same effects as you would do in the waking world, if not more. So yeah, impressive stuff. But to take it into a higher realm, I just want to get back. I've been talking about sex a lot for some reason. But basically, there is a thing called astral love, and you can connect with another being. And I had the most amazing interaction with this spirit being, and it wasn't lustful. It's far from it. No, that was the lower chakra. No, I'm talking divine love between two entities that intertwine. Such a loving moment, no lust. It's something that's so mind-blowing, and I believe that's what Tantra is, isn't it? Like, you start accessing these higher ways of living, and it opens up your mind even more. So that was incredibly interesting to me. Wow. Any more questions? Yeah.
Obviously, everything that happens on dreams can happen in reality, because that would be crazy. But how,
Yes.
can you set an intention, or like how do you see the dream in a way that you create a manifestation in reality, like the breast cancer?
Yes. Well, I mean, we can't be certain if with the breast cancer example, yeah. But there is some correlation there, definitely. I like to see it as a mirror between the two realms. If you buy into the idea that we are made up of multiple bodies, you've heard that term before, multi-dimensional beings. You've got the spirit body, the dream body, the physical body. I think all these bodies are all interconnected, you know, and the more you access these other bodies of yourself, why wouldn't it bleed through to your other, you know, your other being? I mean, I've been in great health since I do lucid dreaming, and it's crazy, but before I always had like colds and flus, and so there's a lot of health benefits for me anyway. That's what I've noticed, and why not? And obviously psychic connection, when you start speaking telepathically in the dream world, I can read. I'm more empathic now than I've ever been, and I can obviously hear him in this reality. When he's stood behind me, he's here now. I can hear him talking sometimes, and what was that? It's a bit of that's a dream sign right there. But yeah, there's many things that you start to open up a bit more, and I think that's what it's about. It's about opening up and connecting what you already once knew. You just reconnecting. It's within your birthright. That's my little philosophy right there. Okay, last question. Yeah.
What would you call it if you're a writer and you have a dream and you wake up and you have a story in your head?
Mm-hmm.
Is that lucid dreaming, or is that?
This is what they call dream incubation, by the sounds of it. You can actually access an answer to any little difficulty, any project, or if you have you want to try and overcome something, just ask that question before you sleep. That's what they say. You can even write it down on a piece of paper 20 times, just a very simple sentence, and yeah.
But this was because I'm a writer, screenwriter, and I woke up and I had a feature film in my head. So what I've heard that some writers that happens.
Yeah.
That they wake up and they have a story in their head, like a film or
Well, this is what I said before about the inventors, how they had these amazing dreams. No one knows where they came from, but then they came up with these incredible inventions, and to write that. So yeah, did you have one? Did you have a dream about?
I had a dream and I woke up and I wrote down the synopsis and then I wrote a feature film. I don't know where it came from.
That's great.
Hey, amazing. It's so incredible what they can do. Yeah.
Is this the same as when you get ideas through meditation then? Do you think?
I mean, people say, you're tapping into the ether. They call it now super consciousness, where we all have access to it, but it's out there. And there's moments of pure brilliance. You don't know where it came from. You're tapping into super consciousness. And there's many ways you can perceive it, many ways you can describe it, but I'm pretty sure that's what meditation, of course you can access that. You can speak to your spirit guides as well within the meditation. There's so much more that you can do, yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to me rant on about my lucid dreams. Thanks.